Hey guys, Adrian Kid Guru here, and normally I wouldn't jump into an argument like this, but I did want to give my insight as I've been doing these insight series lately, and maybe it's the wine in me at night after working that made me want to shoot this video out there. But as somebody who reports news, who works for owns a news outlet, I guess in a sense, in the field of technology, of course, I tend to stay away from other public news, but I do tend to read it a lot. I mean, working from home, I keep up with the news, and everything kind of has its own push and pull to it. There's always everything going on in the world, obviously, but times like this, and I don't mean to specifically pick out this celebrity in this case. It just happens to be, while I'm doing this video, this happens to be the current situation, and this happens time and time again. Paul Walker, as many of you know, passed away from Fast and Furious, the main actor for many of the movies. There is just one or two things that will happen on social media when this happens. One, of course, people are going to mourn his loss, because even if people don't know him per se on a personal level, they know him through some capacity, whether they were a fan of his movies, whether that's like their idol. I mean, I can say the same thing when Steve Jobs, for me, passed away. That was something I took personally, because that was somebody I idolized, that's somebody I looked up to. And while other people may have no idea who he is or not care about it, that's okay. It's okay if they don't care who he is. It's okay if they don't care necessarily about it, because yes, the harsh reality as it is people die every single day. While I'm doing this video, sadly enough, people are dying. That's the world and the reality that we live in, and some people don't want to accept that from time to time. Every second of the day, people are passing away from sickness, to people serving overseas for a country, to old age, to all of these different reasons and variety of things. But the thing is, when celebrities die or public figures die, here's the thing: they live their life in public, whether they want to or not. When they are living the paparazzi, the news stories, etc., 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 that's something they have to deal with. That comes with the territory, whether you're a celebrity or somebody who's just that much of a public figure, like the president, so on and so forth. When they pass away, it happens to be the same thing. When they pass away, they have that spotlight too. And then people are going to argue. People are going to argue these facts, like, why do news outlets focus on these stories when this many people have died and that many? Yeah, it's anytime anybody dies, whether they're famous or not, it's a sad situation. But you got to remember, news outlets are going to report the news, and of course they can't get to everything, so they're going to pick the big headlines. They're going to pick the big things that viewers can associate with. And in this case, if it happens to be a celebrity, they're going to do that because they are a business. And people don't want to, that sounds harsh, and it sounds like they're in it for the money, but they are businesses. That's their bottom line. That's what they have to do. So if they're going to report on somebody like Paul Walker, they're going to report on somebody like Paul Walker. And you could be upset and all of that, but you don't have to watch it. You don't have to read these articles. You don't have to, you can unfollow people on social media. I mean, it really is that easy. And in 2013, if you want to complain about the news so much, you can go out there and write your own articles. You can start a blog for free nowadays and gather a following. Just like that. It doesn't cost a dime, literally, to do things like that. If you want to go report the news, then go report the news that you want to be reported. But the thing is, to me, it's in bad taste when anybody who passes away, like I said, whether they're famous or not, you want to talk about why it's important, why we remember these other people. The thing is, people think we're forgetting about these other people. People who are honoring, in this case, Paul Walker or any other celebrity who passes away, aren't forgetting about the millions and billions of people around who've also lost people. They're not forgetting. They're just honoring this one person who they may have some personal respect for whatever capacity. You got to let people mourn who they're going to mourn. The best example I heard, it's kind of like if you were family member was to pass away, or somebody close to you was to pass away, and you write about it on Facebook, whatever, and you say rest in peace. Maybe it's your mom, father, grandmother, uncle, whatever. That's obviously a very sad, tragic situation. And when you post that, you don't want other people to be like, well, why is everybody, or why are you feeling so bad about this? My grandma passed away, or this person passed away, that person. That we can bring up the same argument for if somebody close to you passed away, and you wouldn't want that. That's so disrespectful. It's something you wouldn't want to hear. And I can guarantee you in this case, like in the argument of people saying like, oh, people are forgetting about the passenger, why aren't we highlighting him who passed away? I can guarantee you right now, the family of the passenger who passed away, the mothers, the fathers, maybe he had kids, sisters, brothers, whatever, I can guarantee you that's not their primary concern right now. Their primary concern isn't, why isn't everybody writing on social media about how my brother, father, sister, whatever, passed away. They just lost somebody. That's a tragic thing, and their concern isn't about why isn't everybody, highlighting how he passed away. He passed away. Whether or not he gets highlighted or not, there's nothing that's going to bring him back. Whether or not everybody talks about Paul Walker or doesn't, there's nothing that's going to bring him back to his daughter, his wife, so on and so forth. So you can argue and you can complain about it, but I think a lot of people who do this are really hypocritical in that fact, because you wouldn't want somebody in disrespectful taste talking about why are we focusing on this person and not that person. This is the world we live in, and I think, if anything, you gotta let people mourn who they want to mourn, whether they're celebrities, whether it's somebody they knew personally, whatever. And if you don't like it, if you don't care, if you don't, whatever, you don't want to see it, it's a click of a mouse away to hide that or to exit it. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. I will catch you all in the next video.